All right, hey everybody, happy Saturday. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play the stripped version of End by Jeremy Zucker on guitar. This cover was well received, so I figured I'd do a tutorial. Lots of people asked for it. Let's get right into it. There is a link for a tab sheet in the description. Please go check that out. This is a really good tab sheet. It's perfectly aligned with the lyrics, and all the chords are correct. So if you're pretty proficient at guitar, you won't even need this tutorial. Just check out that sheet. If you're a beginner and you want to learn it step by step, that's why I'm here. So first off in this song, we're only going to be actually touching two strings with our fingers, and that's the low E and the G. So with your left hand, those are the only two strings that you're going to be touching no matter what chord. And you're only going to be using three fingers on your right hand. It's going to be your thumb, index finger, and middle finger. And that's going to be the low E with your thumb, your index finger with the D string, which is always going to be open. That's always going to be an open D string. And then your middle finger with the G string. So we have three different patterns played in the songs with our right hand. First one's just going to be a full pluck with all three strings. Second one's going to be a back and forth with your thumb and your other two fingers. It's going to sound like this. Alright. And the third and last one is going to be this down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. It's going to sound like this. Alright, so let's get into it. So here for the intro, our first chord is going to be with your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the low E and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the G. And you're going to be playing that open D string. It's going to sound like this. Alright. So now what you need to do, keeping the same structure, slide up to our next one, which is going to be on the 7th fret of the low E and the 6th fret of the G, again with that open D. And now we're going to use our ring finger or middle finger, depending on what you want. Keep it on the 6th fret of the G string, but for that low E, you're going to move your index finger down to the 5th fret. So starting from the beginning, it's 3 and 2, up to 7 and 6, down to 5 and 6. So here we're going to get into a little different picking pattern. It's the bit where he goes. So by starting off with your thumb, you're going to pluck your thumb, and then you're going to hammer on your pinky finger on the 7th fret of the G string. So it's just switching back and forth. You hammer it on. Alright. One more time slow. Back to the beginning. And that goes through twice. So this intro is the same thing as the first verse. It's going to sound like this. 3 and 2. Should have seen this through. 7 and 6, but I knew how it could end. 5 and 6, and we've got that little lick. I guess things don't change. 7 and 6, I left feelings fade again. 5 and 6. So that's the same thing 4 times through the intro and the verse. So for the pre-chorus, we have a little bit different chord here. Instead of this chord with the 3 and 2, we're going to put our index finger on the 3rd fret. Take your ring finger and put it on the 4th fret of the G. It's going to sound like that. And this is the beginning of the pre-chorus where he says, and I won't let go. So first is that, and then what you're going to do is keep your ring finger there, take your middle finger, and we're going to slide up. So this is different. Now we're on the 7th fret, the low E, and the 7th fret of the G. What I call a home unless, when he says unless, we're going back to that 6-5 that we learned before. 6-5. All right, 1 more time, slow. 3 and 2, up to 7 and 6, down to 5 and 6, 7 and 6, I left feelings fade again. 5 and 6. All right, so that's the same thing 4 times through the intro and the verse. So for the pre-chorus, we have a little bit different chord here. Instead of this chord with the 3 and 2, we're going to put our index finger on the 3rd fret. Take your ring finger and put it on the 4th fret of the G. It's going to sound like that. It slipped right through my 5, 6, 5, 6, down to the 2nd fret on both strings. Alright, we're plucking both those. So you can either use your index finger, keep your index finger there, or use your middle finger. And when he says rain, he goes back to that first chord, which is the 3 and the 4. And it repeats. So let's play it slowly. 3 and 4. And I won't let go. 7. What I call a hole unless 5 and 6. It slipped right through my fingers in the rain, but I've thrown it all. 7 and 7 over waterfalls. Alrighty, and that is the entirety of the pre-chorus. Moving on to the chorus. So it's going to be the same thing as the pre-chorus. We're going to start off on the 3 and the 4 here. It says, I'm staring at the clouds. You know I hate this weather. 7 and 7. Weather. 5 and 6. But we can't work it. Back to the 3 and 4. I swear I could do 7 and 7 better. 5 and 6. If you let me. Back to the 3 and 4. You can see a pattern here. It's just going up and then going back down. If you let me. Oh. 7 and 7. So we wait for things to change. One more time. I never thought that this could end. Here on end, we're changing it up. We're going to this pattern again, this back and forth pattern. So he says, we're going to 3 and 4. Never thought that this could end. If I'm not 7 and 7 with you, how can I? Now here, fall asleep. This is where it changes. When he says fall, he goes to the 5 and 6, but you're going to pluck it once. Fall, and then on sleep, he goes the same thing up to the 10th and 11th frets. Fall asleep. On again, he says, he does a 12 and a 12. Fall asleep again. And then 12, sliding up to the 14th. All right, this is the most confusing part of the song. So we're going to go through this slowly from end. I never thought that this could 3 and 4 end. If I am not 7 with you, how could I? 6 and 5 fall asleep again. And he changes up that last bit there with the finger. You can do something different if you like, but that's that. So moving into verse 2, we're going to have this down, up, down, up pattern. Same chords as verse 1, the 3 and the 2 on the G. Get used to this picking. All right. So he says, what's wrong with the lights low? Tell me what it is you're trying to say. Oh, excuse me, I messed that up. Let's go through one more time. I'm playing it so slow, I'm screwing myself up. What's wrong with the lights low? Just tell me what it is you're trying to say. That repeats twice. So we've got the 3 and the 2. What's wrong with the lights low? Just tell me. Slide up to the 7 and the 6. What it is you're trying to say. Back to the 5 and the 6. And then we got the hammer on. Alright, we're going to play that twice. 'Cause in the end you'll understand I'm already a world away. And I see you haven't changed. And when he says, see you haven't changed, he does the 2nd fret. And I see you haven't into the pre-chorus, which is the 3 and the 4. So let's play the end of the verse part again. 'Cause in the end you'll understand I'm already a world away. And I see you haven't changed 3 and 4. Pre-chorus 2, same picking pattern. 'Cause this shit gets old, up to the 7 and the 7. In a heart of gold, you know, 5 and 6. If I need you, I'll see you in my dreams. When he says see, he does the same thing down to the 2nd fret. See you in my, back to the 3 and 4, dreams. But I've thrown it all over waterfalls. So this is the same thing as the first pre-chorus. We have a different picking pattern, and we're adding in those 2nd frets. So it's a tiny bit different. And we go back to the chorus. The chorus is, once again, the same thing, so I'm not going to go over that again, be redundant. So we're going to go straight into the outro. And this is when he says, you know that I've been here times before. So we're going to start on the 3 and the 4. We're going to pluck it all. You know that I've 7 and 7. Been here 5 and 6 times before 3 and 4. And no one's watching. So it's just that 3, 4, 7, 7, 5, 6 repeats twice. And 3 and 4. When he says you won't ever know, that's right. We're going to go back into the up and down picking pattern. You won't ever know, that's right. So we do 3 and 4. Up to 5 and 6. You won't ever know. Down to the 2. Just once. That's right. You won't ever save my life. You won't ever change my mind. Alright. So that last up and down of the outro is on the 3 and the 4, 5 and 6, and then once down to the 2, back to the 3 and the 4. And he ends on the 3 and the 4, up to the 5 and 6. And that is where it ends. So I hope you guys were able to follow along with this. Please rewatch sections if it was confusing. Leave comments down below and check out the tab. Even if you don't know how to read tabs, I know you'll be able to follow along with that. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'll be doing some more Jeremy Zucker stuff here soon. Have a good weekend.